All right. Sorry about that. Um, we'll let folks find us again. We got knocked offline. It's summertime, and our electric company is getting maxed out, and they will give us these little power surges, which is annoying. I hope I don't get any more. It knocks the crap out of our tick charts live, and we'll still say 11 a.m., but sorry about that. That abrupt departure. You just never know when they're coming through with that. July 28, and we'll give folks a chance to know that we're back up. I don't know if I should delete the previous video. Don't know. Folks will get confused. Like, is it the same one? Is it a different one? You have to let us know. All right, so let's see here. And we are running um, robot is running 5 micro NQs on SMC Bowtie strategy slow Kagi. And let's reduce that type down a little bit. And we'll do this. Maybe I need to retweet this out. Folks may think I just quit on them abruptly. I don't mean to do that. We always try to let you know if we're signing off, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, we got knocked off. Oops. Let's retweet this. I think I'm beginning to understand what my issue is with our AC. The AC is the new AC systems are computerized, and these power surges are not good. Let's see, is this on now? Is this the one? Yep, there it is. So let's see if here we go. All right, so let's bring this back up. Okay, so I guess we're back up. I apologize about that. Just moments before we went offline, I heard my little surge protector. It's a little box, sits in the corner of the desk, and I heard it make kind of a sound. It's usually pretty quiet. And then moments after that came the power surge. And what it is, our electric company, when we're running this hot in the community, everyone's got everything on, namely their air conditioning. They got their air conditioners, just full tilt. And so the electric company, I hope they're not doing any rolling blackouts, but they could, they could. And Tampa continues to grow, and I don't know, the resources. So when they do that, it shuts everything down for a second or two. Can be longer. So that's what happened. We had a power surge. Hey, let's make sure that the strategy didn't fire. I don't think it did. Let's make sure that it's on. It isn't on. I better get it on. So let's get that bugger back up. Uh-oh. Don't do this to me. Edit. Oh, shoot. I've got to, yeah. I'm sorry, folks. All right. So we got to bring everything back over here. We're not quite ready. We'll be up here shortly. Bear with me. I hope. No sooner I got through saying the tick charts do not like that abrupt interruption. Let's see if we can get this thing fired back up again. Okay, that's going to be on. All right. Now let's bring this back into view for you guys. I think we can do this. And bingo. All right. Oops, there's no data there. Should populate here in a minute. Should. We were looking, we'll go back, we'll look at the daily VIX here in a moment. There it is, there's populated. Okay. No harm, no foul. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but it probably will during the summer. It doesn't happen much during the winter. Let's see here. Oh shoot, they didn't open my other desktop either. So let me go do that. Open desktop. Oops, that's loading. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. All right, so let's we'll give folks a chance to settle back in. And again, I apologize about that. Let me know if it's confusing in the live videos on YouTube. When you see the icon for the earlier one, I don't know if you can tell which is live, which has been recorded. We kept the same title. I don't know if I should delete the older one so that folks know that this is actually the live session now, if that makes sense. You have to let me know. But we had a power surge shortly after I mentioned power surges. I guess I was getting a hint that it was coming. We got a little bit of a flicker, and then it hit us. So let's mark things up here a little. We were looking at the daily VIX is at 20. The daily ES is at 80. We're at the far reaches. So can the market go higher? It absolutely can. Just because it gets into euphoria doesn't mean it can't go higher. It's just that it's going to be prone. The probabilities are that it's going to pull back, revert to the mean. They increase. Particularly if the S&P gets into euphoria and the VIX gets into panic sell. which is actually extreme greed on the VIX. You have to kind of turn that around mentally. We have another workspace that the VIX swing machine actually turns that around, so you don't even have to do that gyration. Um, and then, of course, the market can pull in and then, go on to make new highs and do it again and do it again and do it again, as it's been doing. But so you want to be careful in for especially folks that are position trading. It's not, at least it's not what we do, right? We're not, coming in with enormous bets every time. This is the big one, this is the big one. We're not doing that. There might be occasion where we might, increase the leverage a little bit, but it's proportional. It's what we can afford to do. Right? So we're not swinging for the green monster, Fenway Park. We're not swinging to put it out onto what's the name of that road? Boylston Street, maybe. Um, we'll take a double or a triple or or punch off the wall, sort of speak, right? So this program is running, and if it puts in an order, you'll see it. It's just 5 micros, right? And it's relatively slow as we settle back into our normal life, right? For the last 9 days, I guess it was 9 days. It was supposed to be 10, 9 and 10, and we've been away. So we're settling back in. Hope you also get a chance to get away from for your summer break or from whatever you're doing. And let's bring this up here so I can see. All right. So if anybody's got any questions, we'll let folks maybe just let me highlight what we're waiting on. So I think what's happening um, is our home has 2 zones of air conditioning. And we have a newer unit. It's huge, and it's all computer controlled. I think it's these power surges that is maybe messing it up a little bit. It had been doing fine, but so they're really good, and we'll get to the bottom of it. The older unit is like a horse and just keeps on, doesn't have all that technology in there. All right, so this is the one we're waiting on. So that's what happened. We got knocked off. So let's mark up the intraday. We can still see the 5-minute VIX is still trying to short again, so it's still in here. The 5-minute ES. Let's just focus on the 5-minute for a moment. Let's go to the 5-minute ES. And the 5-minute ES went short at, let's get this time so you can see the time. Oops. There it is there. I'll cheat some space here. That was at 305, right? Still short. From 305, the NQ went short at 1030. Oh, I see what happened. There it is. And let's write that up. The NQ went short right here at 1030. The Dow is also short at 3 a.m. Europe. Yeah, so. And the Russell is also short. This is on an intraday basis at 9:30. This is how much you would be up if you were trading a mini. If you were trading 10 minis, you could multiply by 10. If you were trading 1 micro, you could divide by 10. Right? And so this is totally scalable. So as an example here on the ES, if you were trading one micro contract, you would be up not $1,200, you'd be up $121, give or take, about 120 bucks. If you were trading 10 minis, you wouldn't be up 1,200, you'd be up $12,000. It's all scalable. And the banks, the asset gatherers, they're trading not 10, they're trading hundreds. They're trading thousands of contracts in every single market, every single day. They don't get to build those big houses up there in Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket, in the Hamptons. They don't get to build those things by accident. That's what they're doing. Or somebody's trading it for them, right? Gold also short at 605, 2180. Silver's been long. Silver's been having a hell of a run up here at 38. And for heaven's sakes! All right, so I forgot to save this workspace. We got gold in here twice, and I want to put the oil back in there. So we're gonna maximize our time together. So let's put oil, futures. You can do that. Futures, and we'll put the at CL. Nope. Donald. Oil futures, and then the at CL, which is the continuous contract, at CL. Then I need to save this. That's why I probably couldn't see it. Alright, so no biggie. I'll save it afterwards. Maybe I can save it up here. Yeah, I can do it here. Save desktop. So I shouldn't have to do that again. And oil is also trying to come back a little bit on an intraday. Bitcoin, of course, has had a huge run, right? Intraday. Let's just look. Let's see if we can slide Bitcoin into a daily. Can we? No, I can't see it, so I won't mess with it. I don't want to mess up my scaling. Now everyone gets all excited about Bitcoin going, from where it's going up to 120,000. Now, of course, if you bought Bitcoin at $5,000 or $100 or 50 cents, I mean, sure, you made a ton, and you can make plenty of money in bubbles. So nothing here, but I wouldn't get myself all in a lather about Bitcoin. This is the thing, is that over the last 110 days, roughly 3 to 4 months, you could have put $100,000 into Bitcoin. And I think in the last 110 days, let's say it was at 80,000. All right, so you'd be up a bunch. In percentage terms, the coin has gone from I'm going to say about 80,000 to about 120. But you could have also shorted the dollar contract, the US dollar contract, which only takes $2,000 per contract, and you would be up over 400%. You would have needed Bitcoin to go to 500,000 or more in 3 or 4 months. So there's a lot of different ways to make money. There's a lot of different products, a lot of different markets, a lot of different products, a lot of different styles. So You just need to focus, learn the different markets, learn the different leverage, learn the relationships, and learn, what you want to accomplish. What do you want to get done? Um, what we are not doing, right? I'm not Davey Day Trader. I'm not coming in and, putting $10 million on Tesla or, some, huge thing for 2 weeks to make 10%. That's reckless. You might get away with it, but if you continue to do that, you won't get away with it, and he won't either. He won't. Now he'll stop, and he might make it up. He's a pretty good gambler. He's pretty smart about all that. But we're not gambling. We're not. May appear to be, but it isn't. It's all calculated. And that's what we're doing. And be sure to see the video. I had hoped to punch this out as inspiration, but I got waylaid before we went away, and that was from Chris. And they're going to maintain Chris's privacy, and if Chris is out there, hello. But Chris sent us his weekly scorecard from about 2 weeks ago, and you can see it, what he did. Very beautiful week, beautiful week. Profit factor of 37, meaning he made $37 for every dollar he expended. That works. That's a beautiful thing. Now his net was close to about 5 grand. That's good. But he's got to do it every week. And it doesn't mean that the next week he doesn't make more. It doesn't mean that next week he might make a little bit less. What he wants to do is, and what he knows is control the losers, control the losses. By the way, his win-loss ratio was ridiculously high. He had just 13 trades and he lost just on one, so his win-loss ratio was like 92%. You don't have to have it that high, but if you do, it's great. I mean, it just feels great. You just want to guard against becoming what? Euphoric, right? And then start leveraging up too soon. So if anyone's got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to let you watch. We're just waiting, with bated breath here. We just take our time. And the program is running, and if it presents a trade, the machine will take it. Boom. It'll go in. Okay, so I'm going to step in here. We're getting a little bit of a transition. Don't necessarily take this, right? But let me just explain what it is you're seeing. And so let me, before I erase them, you can see the 5 minute VIX. 5 minute VIX, very sensitive, is turning down, which means that the market is taking on a more of a bullish stance. This is intraday, right? So it's we don't even ask why. It just is, right? It just the money just flows, just like a river. We don't even ask why. It just flows. So when the money is flowing in, the VIX has a tendency to flow down. And we can see 16 minutes ago, the 1 minute started to go long, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, 10 minutes. It's the middle of the day too. The 5 minute is still short. It's from 305, right? 1030. They still now, but the Dow futures is actually trying on the 5 minute is confirmed long now. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that one. That is actually long. The others, the 5 minute, they're ripping, they're coming up, they're coming up. Now, middle of the day. Now I'm not going to put on any trade here, and the gold is still short here. It's ripping up against it, coming back up a little bit. I'm not going to be putting on any trade because we have our program running this, and if it meets the criteria, then the trade will go in. It'll be what it'll be. We can manually trade around it if we want to, or take the profit off, but I just want to kind of be patient here and let the market come to us. We do a lot of waiting, right? So you might want to have a desk that you can stand up on, or not stand up on, but stand. So you're not always sitting. You don't have a bad back. You might want to have a treadmill, and but I'm not tethered to the machine. I can move about, take the pups out. Okay, and so you can see the 5 minute here. These are the shorts, and the amount. If you're watching the amount of money, it's actually drawing down because the market is, it's been coming back up a little bit. But I was commenting, and if Daniel's within earshot, congratulations, Daniel. Daniel is also wrapping up his Q school period and has given us indication that he's soon to be an annual member. And he's just got a fantastic equity curve going. Equity curve is the his amount of money that he is making. This is over a period of a few months, and 3 months to be exact. And it's left to right, just sloping up. It's a beautiful thing. Really, really good. And that's what you want to do. You don't want, these big swings necessarily, right? I mean, we do want positive outliers. We can get them. We don't want our negative outliers to the downside. So this is a little bit of a mixed market here, and it's not very bearish. So I'm going to remove these brackets here. The machine isn't putting those in. I put those in. Let's see if we can remove them. If I can, there we go. And it's just very mixed here, middle of the day, noon, New York time. Okay, I just had to run the pups out there myself. Let's take a peek at some individual stocks and give you some ideas. We may not be giving you trades per se, but we're going to try to give you some ideas. We'll try to do that. Now, today we're only going to be up until about 1 o'clock. The idea is we're going to try to punch up the middle part of the day between 11 and 1. Very short order, annual members will have a live feed every day, all day. It'll be on the website. Just give me a little bit. Um, and But let me go. That's for annual members too, by the way. Because monthly members are presumably should be swing traders. If you're a swing trader, you really don't want to be looking, this is our view, you really don't want to be watching and tracking the intraday traffic, um, day to day. You want to be working off the closes. You might track it a little bit if you're trying to, squeeze out, that last little profit. But otherwise, you really want to be working off the closes of the day. If you want to be an intraday trader, then you want to be an annual member and have the tools on your desktop. You don't want to be reliant on alerts. You can write your own alerts, and you don't want to be reliant on anyone giving you a specific view. You want your own view, so you can take action. But let's go look at, I'm going to take a peek here. I'll just offer some comments, some ideas. Let's take a look at, I want to see the NASDAQ. Well, first thing, we have a program called the Pebble Beach. And we're getting, let me look here, we're getting a sell signal on something called ABBV. Yeah, that looks like it's maybe headed down. Let's see what else we got. We got getting a sell signal. These are trade triggers on AEE. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks like it's headed down. We're getting a buy signal on AMAT. It looks interesting. Now, when we get a buy signal or even a sell signal, how you express that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you buy shares or that you short shares. You can do other things with options. Let's see. Looking for some big fat ones. Who is this? Huntington Ingalls Industries, HII. Yep. We're getting a short signal on that, and that looks like it's coming in. We're also getting a buy signal. This is a daily trigger now on Netflix. She did come off that high pretty good there, didn't she? Off that 1300. Looks like she's trying to punch up. We're getting a buy signal on Whirlpool, WHR, and we're also getting a buy signal on, it looks a little better, on Exxon. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Let's go see how Davey Day Trader's done with Netflix. Or not Netflix, Tesla. What has Tesla done here? Yeah, he's done all right. Yeah, he made his 10% if he stayed with it. And yep, because I think he was in around 300, a little over 300. So let's see. The big decline is today. Booking.com, $5,600 stock. That is the old, what do they used to call that? It's Booking.com, but it was something else. I forget now. And then we got Synopsys down 6, Mercado Libre. These are big, expensive stocks, or price-wise. Okta is down $4. if I'm looking to buy anything, some longs, I might be getting interested in Charter, Intel, Comcast, and stocks that are in euphoria, VeriSign. So I'd be looking maybe to fade some of these. Illumina, ILMN, IDEX, IDXX, CSX you might want to look at. And AMD's having a big day. Amazon's up there too. I'd be thinking about maybe trying to fade it. Let's go to the S&P 500. Stocks that have been really crushed that might be up for a bounce. IBM, Otis. IBM, Otis. What is Otis? Otis Worldwide. I guess that's the elevator company. This is S&P. These would be potential longs. Invitation Homes, INVH. Dollar General, CMG, Intel, and in euphoria, there's quite a bit really extended, and there's really quite a few. These would be stocks would be looking to come in. Let's pick out some of the big fat ones you might want to look at. VeriSign, VRSN, appears to be wanting to come in. This would be a reversion to mean. SMCI, you might want to take a peek at that. Mohawk Industries, MHK. Nike is up there, NKE. I'm not saying it's going to, crash tomorrow. We're not doing that. But I'm just saying that over the next 20 days, these stocks are likely to come in, especially on any kind of market pullback. And look for some big fat ones. What is this? Eaton. Have to check on. Same thing. AMD's up there at 172. Boy, that stock has it was up there and then it pulled all the way back and it's run again. Boy, they've just run those chips. I think that you don't want to fight the tape. You don't, if a market wants to go up, the market wants to go up. If you're doing options, you can't be doing 8 bear options and 2 longs. If you want to favor anything, you always want to favor the long side, unless we are in a full-blown bear market, and we're not, right? Nicholas is long, the swing machine on a daily basis is long. So if you do 10 options, you probably want to have, 7 or 8 long, and going that way, and maybe 2 or 3 short type thing. It isn't a fair fight. You can't think that, the market, when they correct and they get into a bearish tone, I mean, they will balance out, but the predominance is for the markets to float up because that is a very self-serving approach for the Wall Streeters. That's how they accumulate money. People want to buy shit. And they want to feel good about it. They want to feel, if they're going to part with their money. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to part with their money. They want them to give them the money. We look at the daily signal. Look here. Yeah, that VIX just been crushed. And let's see, we got, so our option club selector is generating a call on Charter, CHTR, a call on WAB, what is that? Walter Corp, a put credit spread on Comcast, a call debit spread on Intel, a call on CMG, a call on Philip Morris, put credit spread on Booking, Dollar General put credit spreads, HCA a put credit spread, and a call on Otis, OTS. And yeah, there's just a ton of these. VeriSign is suggesting just a flat out put. These would be like for 30 or 45 days here though. You want to get plenty of time. It takes longer. The options are not easier. I don't think it's a question of easier. It's just in fact they could be a little more difficult because they take so long to play out. And you got to be very, very patient. If you have a specific um, stock that you want us to look at, let us know or plug it in. The little rockets that are going, that are leading the market right now is Hess, which is an oil company, HES, AMD, United Rentals, URI, at $900. Something called Tech, TECK, LW, Lamb Western. What else we got? Nike has been up there rocketing, VeriSign, these, but we're expecting them to pull back. But these have been the little rockets. Halliburton. We now got to rebuild all the countries that we blew apart. The stocks that have been struggling, and we've already mentioned some of them. We're thinking that they'll pull in. I don't know, what is this. This is RVTY, Revity. Never even heard of it. It's down 8% today. That's getting crushed. Albemarle down 9% today. This RVTY down 8. FCX is getting beat up a little bit. Newmont a little bit. Those could be opportunities to get in. So they're a little weak on the weakness in gold. Okay, this is a little trade that I'm taking. The machine didn't. I took it. We're gonna go with the this little 1 minute in the direction of the five from 305 this morning. We did it with 5 micros. If the machine puts in the NQs, I'll close this one. Let's see if we can pick up a few bucks off of some micros. Nothing large. Get settled back in. Again, if anyone wants us to offer a little analysis, maybe, not really an opinion, but a little analysis using some of our tools on any particular stock or market, just let us know. Happy to do it. Um, and we're going to try to do this. Oops, bear with me. I got to be right back. Hey guys, I'm going to be out of pocket. We're going to let you watch. That doorbell was actually our AC person. Going to do a little troubleshooting. Now this is a micro trade that I put on. I'm going to stay short. Five micros on the ES. The five NQs have not gone yet. They're MNQs. If they do, I'll come out of this and let the machine run the others. But I'll be back in a little, as well, first opportunity I get. Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. And we'll try if the machine or the strategies that we're particularly running between the hours of 11 and 1, if they don't trip off a trade, we'll try to maybe pick off a trade or two. Anyways, we'll try. I think it'll be the game plan. Market's still, I know, really, really quiet. Just don't want to fight it. And we'll go ahead and close these little micros, and we'll go ahead and do that. And we close it. Very, very small. And but again, remember, $100 a day. Can you be happy with 100 a day? Maybe you need to do that for weeks and months. That would be an extra 2,000 a month. And of course, with that comes quite a bit of confidence, and then you can begin to scale up. And but we'll continue to let you watch until the bottom of the hour. Then at 1:30, we're going to need our resources, and we'll try to punch up again later, probably tomorrow between 11. Look for us around 11 and 1 is what we're going to try to do on YouTube, and hopefully here very soon will be for our annual members have that live feed going into our website here for our annual members, and all day every day will be the plan. I want to say thank you. So again, at the bottom of the hour, this broadcast on YouTube will be coming to an end, and we wish you the best. Any questions, you let us know. Okay, folks, we're going to need to sign off. We wish you the best the rest of the week. We'll try to punch up middle part of the day tomorrow, and we'll keep you posted. All right.